and gentlemen, and welcome to this special edition of the Feuerstein's Fire American Soccer Show. This is the 2025 National Premier Soccer League Show, episode number 4, as we are in playoff time, and we're going to review and preview some of these playoff games and these clubs, and of course, some of these players who are part of these teams, including front office members as well. Once again, you can follow me over at either Beyond the 90 at Substack.com or locally with BadDogSports.com. And until I'm done helping out JJ Pavlik with his site, I will return to AJMSportsFC.com. So just get ready for some excitement, some fun, and then off we go. Once again, the National Premier Soccer League show is here for you. And we are getting down to the nitty-gritty, aren't we? We're getting closer and closer now to the regional finals of the NPSL. Where we got these great matches that have happened, great clubs that are going to battle and, just basically scrape, claw, fight it out, and going down the wire. Obviously, we have old favorites, Westchester United, doing some damage. We have some new ones ready to put a claim into possibly going to the NPSL Championship Final. Obviously, there's Michigan Rangers. There is Hickory FC, Cruisers FC, and plenty more clubs, of course, in these playoff games. Just amazing and wonderful to follow the National Premier Soccer League, of course. And for all the fans out there, once again, I enjoy helping out this league, talking about their clubs, their players, front office people, head coaches, whoever loves to come on the show to talk about what they want to do. I have seen some pretty great moments where there are clubs that are still in this league or some of the clubs that are no longer in this league. But still, you cannot take away the excitement of what the NPSL playoffs can do for that NPSL championship trophy. I'll never forget, and if I keep repeating myself about it, look, I don't mind. That was the first time I went to a cup final or viewing a cup final based on clubs in the lower levels of American soccer, which I will always talk about, when FC Motown took on, at that time, the Miami FC 2. Now, of course, we all know Miami FC currently in the USL Championship League, but their 2 team at the time was their top team. So going over to Drew University to watch that match was something special, something fantastic. And you know what? I have to tell you, I really enjoyed watching it. And I mean, I thought I was going to be in the press box. No, it didn't happen. I was actually field level to watch that match in front of me, and it was tremendous. I'll never forget some of the nice goals that were scored. Of course, some of those players that were on those 2 teams were from the New York Red Bulls, like Johnny Steele, like at the time, I believe, if I can remember correctly, I don't think it was Giuseppe Rossi. Dilly Duca actually was on that FC Motown side. And as I was talking about, Johnny Steele was on that Miami FC side. So for them and for me, that was a fantastic match. That was a fantastic championship final. And hopefully I'll get to see more of those later on down the road. Of course, streaming, as always, you'll watch it here on the website of, not my website, but the National Premier Soccer League's website. They'll probably have the championship final over there when we get to it. So it's going to be exciting. And you know what else was exciting this season? I'll say this. We've had teams that performed very well and went undefeated. Now, one side had a clean sweep of the regular season, and they continue to do so in the playoffs. And who else am I talking about but El Farolito? What a season they've had in the National Premier Soccer League under Santiago Lopez. El Farolito continues to show why they are one of the top sides in this league on the western side of the country at the Golden Gate Conference in the West region. They continue on to show all of us why they are one of the top clubs in this league. Their skill, their determination, and after winning their first NPSL championship last season, you can tell they want another one. They want to get to another final, and as of right now, they're in the West Regional Final, and we will talk to their opponents later on in this show. But once again, when you see these clubs and they're battling all of their conferences and their regions, isn't it wonderful to watch these players doing amazing things? It is. If you are a fan of the NPSL and your club is in the NPSL, well, hey, what am I here to say? You know, you guys are getting quality games. You're getting quality matches. And it's just one of those things where you know very well that you are going to get fantastic coverage here on the NPSL Soccer Show through the 4 Year Scenes Fire American Soccer Show. So once again, conference semifinals and final matches have been played. We have some great results. We got a lot of teams advancing. We got some teams not advancing, but once again, it is just tremendous work from these clubs. They're battling it out. And hopefully, we will get more of this towards the end of this upcoming season, this current season, I should say. And we are going to have a lot of fun. It does not matter which conferences they come from. Keystone East, Keystone West, Golden Gate, Southeast, Central States, Mid-Atlantic. Does not matter. These clubs battle it out every single match they play against each other. And then when they get to the regionals, that's when the excitement really ratchets it up. And real quick, let me show you what's going to happen. And of course, they're already set up. These are the 4 regions of the NPSL. These are the 8 teams that will go to the regional finals in their respective areas of the country, as we are going to get ourselves some fireworks. Here it is. Look at that. We got Westchester United FC hosting Riztozi FC in the East. We got Flower City Union out of Rochester, New York, taking on Michigan Rangers in the Midwest. In the South, we've got Hickory FC against the Lach Matadors in the South. And in the West, El Farolito, the defending NPSL Cup champions, taking on Cruisers FC. That will be this upcoming weekend, I believe. And we're going to get a lot of fireworks here. It's going to be fun. It's going to be exciting. I cannot wait. And this is going to be another solid, fantastic season that's going to be winding down in the National Premier Soccer League at 2025. It is just unbelievable what we're going to have here, and it's just going to be another fantastic finish. Can El Farolito repeat as champions? Will there be an upset in these regional finals? Whoever advances to the semifinals, will there be an upset there as well? Can Flower City Union do the job? Can Michigan Rangers do the job? Can Westchester United do the job, which I think they can? Will it be Lubbock out of Texas? Can they do it? Hickory FC out of North Carolina. There's so many questions. So many questions, so many chances to talk about it. and it's going to be all right here tonight. And as I said already, we got some exciting interviews. We got some great guests lined up for you tonight. And it's going to be another fantastic evening for you, the National Premier Soccer League fans, and especially those of you who follow those clubs. You're going to get yourself some great coverage. You're going to get yourself some amazing games. And all I can tell you is just hold on to your hats and enjoy the ride. This is exciting. This is fun. And I personally cannot wait to see what's going to happen with the National Premier Soccer League, this 2025 season coming to a close very soon. As you can see, my mouth is watering already. It's exciting. It's a lot of fun. And once again, ladies and gentlemen, if you are a National Premier Soccer League fan, please go to the YouTube chat section and the live during this live broadcast. Have any questions for me? I'll try to answer to the best of my abilities. If you'd like to chat amongst yourselves, go right ahead. But definitely, please come to the chat. Give me your thoughts. Give me your opinions. What do you think is going to happen? Do you have a skin in the games? Is it your clubs that are going to be in this situation in the regional finals? Will your clubs make that move for the U.S. Open Cup? We'll have to wait and see on that one. But until then, right now, we have ourselves some excitement. We have ourselves some action. And we are still going to talk about it on this show with all these great guests coming on tonight. And I cannot wait. You know, some of these teams, obviously, they are exciting to talk about. And as I've said, ever since I was a part of this, that I joined forces with the National Premier Soccer League to be a part of their media partnership program, it has been a lot of fun to talk about. It's been fantastic to talk about. And I'm excited to get this thing going back on. I really am. And we're coming to the end of it. This is going to be fun and exciting as always. And once again, this is the National Premier Soccer League show on the For Your Scenes Fire American Soccer Show, as we get ready to bring in all these guests coming in, and we will have some fun tonight. Now, for those of you wondering, we're going to have some other shows here on the For Your Scenes Fire American Soccer Show this upcoming Monday and Tuesday. My guests for next week, for Monday and Tuesday coming up, I will have on Duke Keith, the broadcaster for El Paso Locomotive of USL Championship, as he will be discussing, of course, the great Diego Luna, how he got his career started in the professional levels of American soccer with El Paso Patriot. That's an old club name, El Paso Locomotive. And then I'll have on from El Farolito, the one and only Santiago Lopez, the head coach, talking to him about his club, of course, the amateur club, Open Division club that went the furthest in the 2025 Open Cup, going to the third round, $50,000 prize money, and the inaugural trophy winner of the John Mata Cup. And that means they automatically go to the U.S. Open Cup 2026 edition. And then on Tuesday, which will be July the 21st on Monday, July the 22nd on Tuesday, I will be joined by Peter Brown of Football Miami TV as he talks about Inter Miami, Michael Martinez from Cascadia FC on the Seattle Sounders, and just waiting for one more guest, of course, covering Los Angeles FC, as I talk to those three about their clubs that was in this recent FIFA Club World Cup. So hang on to your hats for next week. It's going to be another exciting editions of the For Your Scenes Fire American Soccer Show, as we get ready to talk about these games and these unbelievable stories of American soccer players, the head coaches, the clubs. It is just unbelievable, and it is just exciting. So waiting for my first guest to come on tonight, and that is from Lubbock, Texas, is Dustin McCorkle from the Lubbock Matadors. Of course, they are amazing how they have started to show up and become part of the fabric a lot more than normal in the Lone Star Conference. They have done amazing work. They have done amazing things, and it's just it's just wonderful to see them coming up big. Of course, obviously, uh, a couple of clubs are no longer in the Lone Star Conference, but still, though, it doesn't mean it's not any less dangerous than in past history. So once again, um, just waiting for Dustin to join me tonight, and would love to talk to him about what his Matadors have done this season. They've done pretty darn good, obviously, and cannot wait to see what will happen. And, if you took a look at their standings, obviously, they could have taken over first place. But as always, a tiebreaker comes into play. And when a tiebreaker comes into play, that means they go into the second position. And what was that tiebreaker for them that put them at second place to finish the season? Goal differential. A plus 28. A plus 28. And once again, just that little minute detail, that little tiny minute detail that puts a club either finishing in first or in second. So once again, here it is. As they finished in second place in the Lone Star Conference, they have 7 wins, a draw, 2 losses for 22 points. But once again, that plus 28 goal differential just kept them out of the top position in the Lone Star Conference. And look at what they've done in the playoffs. Wild and wacky. They were able to hold on. They beat Oklahoma United in the semifinals, 5-2. And then they took on in the the Lone Star Conference final, 4-2 at West Texas FC. This shows you why this Lone Star Conference is really very difficult to play against. And once again, it's a situation that you got to be ready to go. You have to be ready to play. And you got to be ready to take on all comers. But once again, this is what it is. This is what's going to happen. And then they advanced to the South Region semifinals, and they knocked off, edging Jacksonville Armada's under-23 squad by a final of 1-0. And now they're in the South final. They are in the South final, and they're going to be taking on Hickory FC. It is just amazing to see what they have done. Amazing to see how they incorporate themselves in this playoff run, and it's just spectacular to watch. Spectacular to watch, spectacular to see. And hopefully we'll get Dustin McCorkle on as soon as possible as we continue on here on the Four Seasons Fire American Soccer Show. Talking about those clubs in the Lone Star Conference, Once again, it is just really amazing and really imperative that these clubs really battle it out for each other. They really, really do. I mean, like I said, there's some clubs that have left and gone, but still, though, they're still around, most of them. And unfortunately, look, this is what happens when you take on this rough and tumble conference. It's really, really difficult for these clubs. I mean, they battle each other every single year. They know what it's all about. They know what it's all about, and they know what they got to do. Right here, the clubs. It's Arkansas Wolves, CF10 Houston FC, FC Brownsville, Fort Worth Vaqueros, and these other two clubs I already mentioned, which is Oklahoma United FC and West Texas FC. So, once again, this is the rough and tumble conference that I always talk about. This is the rough and tumble conference that I continue to talk about all the time. All the time. Trust me, every other conference in this league is tough. But see, as we try to move on here on the Four Seasons Fire American Soccer Show, and hoping Mr. McCorkle can come on. And once again, as we continue on here, maybe it looks like Mr. McCorkle got involved with something. So maybe, unfortunately, maybe he's not able to come on tonight. So we'll see. But once again, ladies and gentlemen, once again, this is the Four Seasons Fire American Soccer Show. And as we continue on here, waiting on Mr. McCorkle if he likes to come on and talk about his club. Of course, I've had him on in the past. Great man. Obviously, something must have come up if he's not able to come on. But once again, and we'll see what happens down the road. But once again, as always, we try to talk about what's going on with the NPSL. And once again, let's just bring that up again. Just want to show everyone what's in store for the regional finals once again. As you can see, Westchester United out of Pennsylvania taking on Ristosi FC. Flower City Union out of Rochester, New York, taking on Michigan Rangers FC. Hickory FC from North Carolina against Lach Matadors out of Texas. And then El Farolito taking on Cruisers FC. Of course, both coming out of the West in the California region. And once again, just unbelievable, amazing. We're going to have ourselves great, great times here as we continue on here in the Four Seasons Fire American Soccer Show. And it should be exciting and a lot of fun. But once again, we're just waiting for Mr. McCorkle to come on to talk about his club, Lach Matadors. Now they're in the South region. And that, my friends, is going to be a fun one when we get to it. Cannot wait to see what's going to happen. I cannot wait to see how these clubs are going to come in big and battle against each other in that regional final that we're all going to watch and love and see. This, my friends, is what we've all been waiting for. And hopefully, not only are they excited, of course, we're excited. Cannot wait to see what will happen. Cannot wait to see how this will happen. And once again, this should be fun and exciting. As we hopefully we can get at least a blurb from Mr. Dustin McCorkle from Lach Matadors. And anyways, let's go ahead and move on, shall we? Let's go ahead. So let me introduce to you my next guest, coming from Pennsylvania at that great club, Westchester United. And this is Ridge Robinson, as he is the 2025 Keystone West Conference MVP. Ridge, welcome to tonight's show, and how are you, sir?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me.
Well, first of all, congratulations winning the MVP of the Keystone West Conference. What does that mean for you after the season you've had this year?
Yeah, it's always very nice to get individual honors, of course. But of course, it only comes because our team is doing really well. So it's a personal thing, but also big part because of the team as well.
And that's great to hear. And obviously, we all know about the Keystone Conference, especially both regions, East and West. It's really a difficult conference, isn't it, when you face these teams in your regional areas, isn't it?
Yeah, I think there's a really big hotbed in the Philadelphia, New York, DC kind of area, in Jersey, all in here. There's a lot of good players. There's a lot of teams who have players who play year round, such as myself. A lot of us on Westchester are a part of our majors team who plays all year. For example, the Philadelphia Ukrainians in our conference, we played them maybe 10 times this season in all competitions, and it's a really big hotbed around here.
No, it really is. And of course, some great clubs all over the state of Pennsylvania, whether it's the East, the West, or the Central, North, South, it doesn't matter. Pennsylvania always brings it every time in any competition, like a regular season or even Open Cup. I wanted to ask you a question. And if you have any intel about Mr. Blaise Santangelo, you can put it right here if you like. No, I'm kidding. I don't want you to get in trouble.
Yeah, what do you got to ask here?
Anything about Blaise Santangelo, the owner. If you got any
if
you have any intel, I'm only messing around. Obviously, I like Blaise. He's a good man and everything.
Yeah, Blaise and I are very close. We talk multiple times every single day. I came to this club a few years ago. It's been a very good to get to know him. He's definitely a character. The club would not be where we're at today without him, but he's definitely a little different than your average coach. But I think that's part of what makes us so special, right? Is that difference? Like I like to say in my business, you don't get to be above average by doing average things, right? So I think that's something that he follows through with very well.
No, absolutely he does, and he's one of the best. He's one of the great ones, that's for sure, without a doubt. So let's go ahead and review your club's season this year in 2025. You finished up with 8 wins, a draw, and a loss for 25 points, and you finished in first place in the Keystone West Conference. And then in the playoffs, talk about that really, that nail-biting 1-0 victory over Electric City Shock.
Yeah, so I think I can start just before that. So because I played 3 years with Westchester. We had we won the regular season, Keystone West, 3 years in a row, and the conference 3 years in a row as well. And we've seen some different teams be good, and some different teams have lower years. So it's been quite good in this conference, getting to play different teams at their high levels. This was the very first loss we had in my 3 years of the regular season, was this season, where we actually lost to Electric City. They had a very good match against us. I think probably 3 or 4 of our last matches, one of the teams have gotten a red card. It's very competitive when we play against those guys specifically. Yeah, of course that game was very tight. I thought they showed really well. It was tough for them because they came down to Kildare, so maybe 2-hour drive for them, and the game got rained out. It got lightninged out. and we actually played the very next day. And I think both teams, we lost some players because of that, but I think that they were hit a little bit harder, so it was a bit unfortunate for them. But yeah, that was definitely a tight game.
No, it really
And
was. It sounds like it. Keep going. Yes, please.
yeah, and then the final against the Philadelphia Ukrainians, we had a wedding the very same night for one of our players, and
Uh-oh.
Blaze was unable to attend. I was unable to attend. One of our center backs, who was a very important player for us, got married, was unable to attend. One of our other outside backs, who's an older guy, was also unable to attend. So we had a few guys not there. I was able to watch the game off and on during the wedding, and it looked like the Ukrainians had a very competitive match. They had a few good chances I saw, and obviously I'm very happy that we were able to win. But that was also looking very competitive as well.
Mm-hmm. No, that's fantastic. And like I said, as of course, Philadelphia is not too far away from where you guys are, just down 95 south. And obviously, everyone goes to Philadelphia whenever they need to take a break from the regular things. But still, though, just amazing stuff to watch. And then, of course, you go to the East Region semifinals, and you took on and took out New Haven United, even though the scoreline was 4-0. How difficult was New Haven in their inaugural season?
Yeah, that's we definitely did not know that much about them. We had obviously done our research and tried to watch any streams we could of them to get an idea of what they were all about. They were a little bit of a surprise package, as you said, as a new team. I thought that they were extremely competitive. They were very physical in their play. They looked like they had a really good mentality as a group for playing hard and trying to impose their game on the other team. I think that they have a lot of very young players. I'm not exactly sure. I'm 32 years old. I'm one of the most senior guys on probably out there on the field. So I think that they were very fit. I think that we really relied on our goalkeeper. We scored early to make it 1-0. Unfortunately, I missed a big chance. I think that would have put it 2-0, but then they got a penalty kick that our keeper really saved. It was really nice. And they had a pretty big chance again after that our keeper also saved. So I think it easily could have been 2-2 at the half with those big chances. It ended up 1-0 to us at the halftime. We came out, we got a pretty early goal again in the second half, if I remember right. And then we made a few subs, we got some fresh legs, and yeah, we got the third, and they just pushed up and we got the fourth. It was a very competitive game though, for sure.
No, for sure. And
I think they're going to be
obviously,
good the next couple of years moving forward with that young crew that they have.
yeah. No, absolutely. I agree with you there. I mean, look, I think we can agree, like any of these clubs in the league is really difficult to play against. You just got to make sure that you stick to your game plan. You stick to what you know how to win games, and then you'll be fine going down the road and hopefully get to that final. It's probably been a while since Westchester United has won an NPSL championship, but still, though, how confident do you feel moving on to the next round and possibly taking the title this season?
Yeah, so it's a tough question. Obviously, at Westchester, our goal is to win a national championship every single year. We have already won one this year with the APSL. It was our first year in this league, and we were very proud to win that over the summer. It's we have a lot of guys who play year round, and we compete in many different competitions. Our year round team that we won the APSL national championship for, we make up a strong core of our NPSL team that we have in this conference right here. We also have another team in the Keystone East Conference, WC Predators, which is also in our player pool. And we also have a USL2 team that won their conference this year. So I think it's very special of our club to have won both of our conferences in the USL2 and the NPSL this season. And we're doing the best we can to manage players between the two competitions, while also knowing that we have the National Amateur Cup next weekend as well. That's going to take place in Milwaukee, and it is a extremely important national championship that we have actually yet to win as a club, and we are very looking forward to that next weekend. So, we know that it's most likely the top four in the NPSL, the final four, will get a Lamar Hunt bid directly. And so obviously that's the goal of our club every single year, is to get that. We have qualified quite a few of the last seasons in a row. I'm not sure the exact number, but that has been through different routes. We've qualified through the local qualification. We've qualified through USL2. We've qualified through NPSL. Hopefully this year we can have another bid again, which could come directly through the NPSL again or through the winning the National Amateur Cup in Milwaukee next weekend.
Absolutely. Can't wait for that. Okay, so now we have the East Region Finals coming up. I believe it's this weekend. You're going to be hosting Osi FC out of the Mid-Atlantic Conference. What do you know about them, and how difficult will this match be against you guys?
Yeah, so yeah, our match tomorrow. I've only seen a few videos on these guys. I watched their game against Jackson Lions, which was a bit of a crazy situation for them since they had to, mostly for Jackson Lions, having to come down to Osi 2 days in a row because they got the lightning delay after 85 minutes. So that was tough. I think they ended up winning 3-0 with 3 goals in overtime. So that was we know that any team at this level is going to be very strong. I hope that we're going to be able to have enough quality on our side. We look to have a pretty good roster tomorrow from what we have guys who have put in for the game. So I'm really looking forward to it. I think they're going to be good, and we always go out and we just try to play our game. We have a lot of older guys, and we know that we play our way, that it's the best chance we have.
No, it really is. And it should be exciting and fun, and cannot wait to see what's going to happen with you guys. If I can just go back to ask you about Westchester United, obviously, as you said, this club has been one of those top clubs that wants to be part of the Open Cup, wants to be number one in the region, especially in the eastern side of Pennsylvania and up and down the northeast of for soccer in this country. So why should everyone believe that Westchester United is the place for them in any and all competitions?
Yeah, I think that's a really good question. There's a lot, as you said, a lot of very good soccer players here. It's a hotbed. There's also a lot of very good clubs. I really think that something that sets Westchester apart is just the general culture. I think we have a very training culture. We train 2 to 3 times a week, and during the whole year. During the summer season, it's 3, 4, 5 times a week. We participate in many competitions, and honestly, I think that winning breeds a lot more winning. And it's sometimes hard to break into that mold if you're an outside club. I hope that we can continue to stay in this. There's obviously no guarantees in sports. I think that Blaze and the rest of the staff have done an extremely good job at creating a very winning, hardworking mentality, and I really think it holds up a lot through some of the older guys we have at the club. We have a mix of a couple guys who are 28 to 32, and then some guys who are 20 to 25. So I think we have quite some good experience mixed in with the young, fresh legs willing to do all the running for us.
No, that's great to hear. Yeah. No, it's great. So, I mean, like you said, you're 32. I don't know how much longer you're going to be. I'm not asking you how much longer you're going to go, but when it's over, do you see yourself remaining with the club as a coach of some sort, helping out Blaze with, preparation, maybe as an academy director or an academy coach for the kids that want to play for the club? Where do you see yourself once your playing career is done?
Yeah, I've definitely had some thoughts on this. We have my main thought, obviously, is to stay in the game as long as possible, injury willing. I think that I'm always going to be involved some way or not, at least for quite some time. Where I just enjoy winning and the culture we have, and I think that it's been a really good fit for me coming to this club, and I hope that I've been able to bring a lot to the club in these last few years. I think that I have. I think it's been a very fruitful relationship for both sides.
That's fantastic to hear. And obviously, once again, congratulations on your MVP award of Keystone West. That's pretty exciting to hear. And, have they given you the award already? Is it already on the mantle at home?
Not yet. I think it's on the way.
You're going to get like a family get together, pictures, barbecue, the whole works, Photoshop?
Well, hopefully we'll be celebrating a national championship. Then maybe we can go for that.
All right, good. Why not add the big title to the MVP trophy? Why not? let's go for it. But anyway, Rich, I really appreciate your time. Thank you very much for coming on tonight. Good luck in the regional final in the East, and hopefully you'll advance to the next round.
That's great. Yes, thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for coming on. Have a good night.
All right, you too.
All right, bye-bye. That's Ridge Robinson from Westchester United FC, as they are going to be taking on Ristosi FC in the East Regional Final. And it's going to be a lot of fun. Cannot wait to see what will happen during that time. And like I said, they had themselves a pretty good year. Look, finishing first in your conference is a big thing. I'll just pop it back up once again, as you saw. They finished in first place in the Keystone West region with 8 wins, a draw, and a loss for 25 points. That's pretty exciting. Went to the Keystone West playoffs, beat Electric City Shock in the semifinals with a 1-0 victory, then took on the Philadelphia Ukrainian Nationals, won them, edged them 2-1, and went to the East Region semifinals, took on New Haven United, and beat them 4-0. So it's just wonderful, absolutely wonderful to see what they're going to do in these playoffs for the Eastern region of the National Premier Soccer League. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be a lot of fun, as I've said already. But once again, you never know what will happen in this league. It's exciting and fun. It's definitely going to be wonderful. And let's not remember, or should I say, let's not remind you, or I do want to remind you, we got more guests coming on. It's going to be exciting and fun. And once again, we should have ourselves a great show tonight. Hopefully we can get Mr. McCorkle back on, or at least to come on tonight if he likes to join us. So hopefully we'll see what happens. And, love to talk about Lubbock. Hopefully he'll come back on, or at least he'll try to come on later on tonight and maybe give us a great helping hand here as we continue on the Feuerstein's Fire American Soccer Show for your National Premier Soccer League show. And as we keep on going here on the show, and once again, if you have any questions for me, chat room is open. Go ahead, give me your thoughts. I'll post them here on the screen here on YouTube and StreamYard. So please give me your thoughts, what you believe is important to you about your club in the National Premier Soccer League. So, just get ready to have some fun, get ready to be excited, and we'll talk some more before my next guest comes on. And, once again, this should be absolutely a fun show tonight. Cannot wait as we keep on moving on here on the Feuerstein's Fire American Soccer Show. And as we continue on here, of course, we go very soon to Virginia. Of course, we all know Virginia. It's also another hotbed for soccer in the Northeast, that Maryland, Washington, D.C., Virginia area, as we love to talk about those clubs in that part of the country. And they always do an amazing job creating great clubs. Obviously, there's also Nova FC, Northern Virginia FC, in the amateur levels, and many other great clubs over there. So once again, we are just excited and tickled to talk about what's going on, especially the other Alexandria club in this Mid-Atlantic Conference, which is, of course, the Rough Diamonds. You have District Elite FC, DMV Elite FC, Frederick, FC Frederick, Grove United, Ristosi, which will be a part of that East Region Final, Virginia Beach City FC, and the Virginia Dream FC. Of course, that's going to be exciting. That's going to be a lot of fun, and cannot wait to see what's going to happen. Now, my next guest tonight, ladies and gentlemen, he's coming from the Alexandria Reds. He is the 2025 Top Drawer Soccer NPSL Young Player of the Season. And if I do butcher his name, I'll add $10 to the cookie jar. It is Osi Onwudiwe. I hope I got that correct there, Osi. Did I get it correct, or did I butcher your last name by mistake?
You almost got it correct. It's Onwudiwe.
You could correct me. It's okay. Just help me with the pronunciation.
Onwudiwe.
Onwudiwe?
Yes.
Okay, good. Got it. Osi Onwudiwe. Got it.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. So, what's it like to be called the NPSL Young Player of the Season?
I mean, thank you first of all for having me on this podcast. But it's a blessing to be recognized for such an award. I mean, I was given the opportunity by Coach Jim to play on this team and get ready for the fall season for my freshman year of college. And yeah, I think I had a pretty good season. The team, we played really well, and they helped me to improve every day in practice, and it was very competitive. So I put in a lot of work to get here, and to be recognized for that is definitely a good feeling.
Now, for some of us would like to know, and probably those college soccer analysts as well, which college will you be attending to?
Virginia Tech.
Virginia Tech. What impressed you about Virginia Tech's soccer program?
I mean, I visited a couple times before committing. Just meeting with the coaches, very good facilities, and I spent some time with the team as well. Very cohesive team, and they had a really good bond. And just playing in the ACC, being a top academic school, it fit everything that I wanted in a college. So it was just the perfect fit for me.
That's fantastic to hear. And if you don't mind me asking, do you have a major?
I'm going as a business major.
That's fantastic. That's really great. I was expecting to hear undecided because that's the most favorite major of all of college.
Yeah.
But that's fantastic to hear you're going for business. That's pretty good. I'm glad to hear that. Business management, you said?
Business undecided.
Business undecided.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're meshing the two into something new.
Yeah.
Good man. That's great to hear, though. Glad to hear you're going to Virginia Tech, though. That's a very good school. And that ACC is not a joke. There's
Yeah.
going to be a lot of rough and tumble games over there against those universities, obviously.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, definitely. And just talk about your time with Alexandria. What made the coach give you the confidence to go out there and to play your game the way you know how to, and how he was able to basically get the best out of you that you can play this game?
Yeah, I mean, I think it started from the first practice. When I went there, he was just very encouraging. I try to work hard, when I wasn't on the ball, just pressing. And whenever I did get the ball, I try to make something good happen. So when he started to see that I could, go 1v1 and take good shots, he just gave me the freedom to do that. And, even when I made mistakes, he never like called them out. He just always told me to keep my head up and just keep playing. So, as the season went on, I gained more and more confidence, and he continued to rely on me a little bit more. And I definitely saw that he was confident in me, so I had to be confident in myself.
And that's great to hear. And what's your position on the pitch?
Forward. So I was playing. I'm a winger. I was playing mostly on the right wing with this team, and then a couple times at the 9.
That's great to hear. That's wonderful to hear. And how was your goal production this season?
So I had 6 goals in 8 games. Pretty sure, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I scored in my first game, and then my third game, and then I scored, and I think my 5th game, and then a hat trick in my last game. So I played about 8 games, yeah.
Okay, that's great to hear. Well, let's go ahead and take a look real quick about your season. Of course, unfortunately, didn't do well in the playoffs. Lost to Osi FC in the Mid-Atlantic playoffs, 2-1. But still, though, finishing in third with 5 wins, 4 draws, and a loss for 19 points. I mean, that's not bad. That's pretty darn good with what you're able to do out there with Alexandria Reds.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely a season that we could learn a lot from. You see, we have 4 ties, 4 draws. There were definitely games that could, if the ball bounced our way, we could have, taken advantage of those. And I mean, credit to Ristosi, they were our only loss of the season, and now they're in the regional semifinals. So I mean, they're obviously a good team, but our team was also very young. We had just all college players and recent graduates. So we were playing against some older players, and I think we did pretty well. And yeah, I think we're a pretty strong team. Just the results didn't go our way this season.
Yeah. I mean, was it tough to battle? Because we know there's two clubs out there that represent Alexandria in the NPSL. Did the I believe it was the Rough Diamonds, were they trying to recruit you as well, or it was Alexandria Reds all the way?
Oh no, it was just Alexandria Reds all the way.
All right. Good to hear. And talk about your club and, the style you guys play. I mean, is it attacking, pressing, counterattacking, or is just, I guess see whatever works and throw it out there from your head coach?
Now, so without giving like too much away, but
Yeah, don't give us a whole game plan. Yeah.
We're a team that has a lot of comfortable players in each position. So our game plan is definitely not just to kick it up and run. We try to possess it. We try to, pass the ball around and open up spaces in the other team's defense. And, we like to get crosses in wide. But we also like to use our wingers, go 1v1 sometimes. And it's really about when we lose the ball, we try to win it back as well. It's kind of like the attitude and mindset we have to just possess the ball and keep the ball. So anytime we don't have the ball, we're working hard to defend to get it back. And we're just really taking pride in keeping possession. That's how I describe it.
No, it's great to hear. Obviously, like you said, this was your first time playing for the Reds in a professional environment. Now you'll be moving on to college for your freshman year at Virginia Tech. Are you expecting to return to the Reds for next season, or are you just going to, I guess, take some time off?
I mean, I'll be hoping to return. It's very good. It's a very good way to stay sharp over the summer, and it was a very good level. So I had a good time, and I'm looking forward to coming back and doing better.
That's absolutely fantastic. So just out of curiosity, your favorite players either in American soccer and in international?
Yeah, I mean, so my favorite player right now is probably Lamine Yamal. I mean, he's very dynamic on the wing. He's able to create his own goals and just be a very good facilitator on the team. So I think him. And then I'm an Arsenal fan, so I like watching Bukayo Saka. He's also able to create a lot of danger in the game. So those two are probably my favorite right now.
That's great. I mean, listen, you can't go wrong with those two. I mean, they're just so dynamic on the pitch. It's just unbelievable what they're able to do with and without the ball. So, no, absolutely. Those are great choices right there. And as we keep going here with the show, it's really amazing to see what happens in Virginia. Obviously, you've probably seen a good amount of matches in the state, whether it be the college level, I guess AYSO, NPSL as well. For some of us that are not from your state and in your area of Alexandria, what makes Alexandria such a hotbed for the sport and to create strong and potentially brilliant soccer players?
Yeah, I think the soccer culture here is just it's very vibrant. All the way down from the youth leagues to now the semi-pro and even the college level. There's so many very competitive teams. I played my club. I played at the MLS next level for club, and not just Virginia, but like the whole DMV. There was a bunch of teams, and it was always like a really tough battle whenever you played them. So it's just a very competitive environment. There's a lot of talent here, a lot of raw talent, and the culture is continuing to develop. So it's not surprising, to be honest, to see how far we're going. And there's definitely a lot of players from Virginia that are making their mark around the country and around the world. So I think just the culture of soccer here and how it's looked at is definitely growing.
That's great. That's fantastic to hear. And what are some of the things you'd like to do to unwind when you want to step away from the pitch?
I just like to, do like normal stuff, like spend time with my family, my friends. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of places to go to. I mean, I live in Northern Virginia, so you can go to DC, you can go to Old Town Alexandria, and there's just a bunch of stuff to do over there. So, yeah.
You ever drive down to Williamsburg or no?
Not often.
Not often. I know it's kind of far down 95. That I
Yeah.
know, and a little west, but
Yeah.
uh, yeah, I've been to Williamsburg many, many times. It's
Mhm.
well, I like American history a lot, so that's why
Yeah. Yeah.
that's why I like it. But you get to learn a lot of those things back then, and some good shops over there as well. But anyway, of course, there's also Busch Gardens. You can have
Yeah.
fun
Yeah.
at the roller
Yeah.
coasters. Big Bad Wolf, ride it. Anyway, um, as we finish up here with you very soon, I mean, what is the big goal for you? Obviously, I mean, do you want to be a professional soccer player? Do you want to play abroad? You want to play whether it be a USL club or an MLS club, remain in American soccer? What is the big goal for yourself personally?
Yeah. I mean, my goal by God's grace is obviously to play professionally. I mean, since I was younger, I always dreamed about playing in Europe. But also as watching the MLS develop, it would definitely be like a privilege to at least play in the US for a little bit. So that's what I'm working towards right now.
All right. That's great to hear. So, have you received your award yet? And have you taken pictures with it with the family?
I haven't received it yet. I'm actually in school right now. So I came
Oh,
to Virginia Tech for preseason for captain's practice like really early. So I haven't received it yet. And I don't know, but I'll tell my parents to bring it down when they come visit soon.
absolutely. How far are you away from Virginia Tech from where you live?
About 4 hours.
Really?
Yeah,
It's
yeah, I know.
four-
Yeah.
where's Virginia Tech located?
It's southwest of Virginia.
Oh, really?
Mhm.
Shoot. I thought it was shows how much I know.
Yeah.
I know Virginia's big, but I think it was like,
Yeah, it's
wow.
pretty, yeah.
Wow. That's crazy. But look, first of all, congratulations on getting the award as NPSL Young Player of the Season. Very happy for you. Good luck with Virginia Tech and good luck with the rest of your soccer career. Hopefully, it will continue on to be a good one.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for being on the show. Have a good night.
You too.
Okay. Osi Onwudiwe joining us tonight from Alexandria Reds as he is now going to school at Virginia Tech. And now my next guest comes to us from the Michigan Rangers over in the Midwest. And what a season they had this season. Joining me right now is Liam Kervick from Michigan Rangers. Liam, welcome to the show and good evening. How are you?
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me. I'm doing good. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing very well. Thank you very much. First of all, congratulations as the MVP of the 2025 season for the Central States Conference. How was that for you in playing for Michigan Rangers to earn that award?
I suppose it was an honor, first and foremost. This is my first summer here in the States. I'm originally from Ireland, came over here last fall. So going on maybe a year now over here. But as I said, my first summer, and look, I know Stuart Collins, the head coach down here. I know him from back home in Ireland. Great guy. And as soon as he gave me the call, I just came up. And as you said there, we're having a pretty good season and not a bad accolade to get personally as well, you know.
So what's your opinion and your impressions of American football right now playing in the NPSL?
It's If I was to compare it to football back home, soccer back home in Ireland, I would say it's definitely a lot more physical. Back home, I feel like you could nearly get away with a defensive midfielder or centre half or centre back carrying a little bit of weight. Whereas here, you've got guys that would torch you down the line. You've got big bodybuilder almost centre backs playing against you. But I would definitely say the biggest change for me, it's a lot more physical. Definitely more physical.
Absolutely. And, in those Central States Conference, facing these clubs that you had to go battle against each and every match, what was that difference for you as well when you face these rough and tough sides?
I'm not too sure, to be honest with you. We played like Milwaukee Torrent, for example, it was probably our toughest three battles this year. Playing a team three times, it's difficult. It's difficult, especially when, as I said, they're a physical team. Games come on the bounce back to back to back. We're actually just finished a training session here to get ready for the game tomorrow. But it's an intense schedule. I will be honest, but But Stuart manages us very well, so that's all we can ask for,
No, absolutely, and that's great to hear. And he's really a great guy. Obviously, I had him on my show before in the past. Let's go ahead and talk about your season. I'll just pop this up right here. Wow, first place in the Central States region. You got 8 wins, no draws, only 2 losses for 24 points. Something in the water over there with Michigan Rangers?
There must be. I think that something in the water is a few Irish lads on the team, I think. But no, look, we started off the season quite strong. We had I think it was against Milwaukee Torrent was our first loss. Great first half, gave it away in the second half, and then we had quite a poor loss to FC Pride. But there were down moments in the season, but we've managed to claw it back and just found our form again after 2 pretty poor losses. And as I said, we're just after hitting a run of form, and everyone's confident. I live in a house with a few of the lads, and every day you get home from training or practice, and it's just everyone's confident. You can feel it in the air in the house. It's great to be a part of, to be completely honest.
That's great to hear, and it's always great to hear camaraderie with some of the lads on the club there to keep passing the time, because it can't be boring day in, day out, before and after a match, even during training, obviously.
No, you're right. You're dead right.
Darn right I am. Anyway, let's go straight to the playoffs. You had a solid 2-0 victory in the Central States semifinals against Geo's Lions SC Chicago. That must have been a really strong performance from you guys.
It was, to be fair. It was very strong. I think we've played them twice, maybe 3 times already. So again, when you play a team that many times, it is quite difficult to maybe, they have a chip on their shoulder after us beating them the 2 or 3 times that we did. They were a completely different side in terms of how they were playing, a lot of intensity, but we managed to get, it was a strong defensive performance and a couple of goals to go with it. So
yeah, no, absolutely. And that was great to hear. Then you took on expansion side FC Pride for the Central States final match. That was a 2-1 victory. They probably gave you some problems in this one.
They definitely did. As I said, we lost to them in the regular season. It was a 4-0 defeat. Probably one of the lowest moments of the season to date. But we just had roles were reversed, I suppose. We had our chip on our shoulder going into that game, and we just knew what we had to do to get the win, and thankfully we did it.
Absolutely, and that's great to hear. Then you moved on to the Midwest regions in the semifinals. Siouxland United FC, you edged them 3-2. Obviously, from a different region of the league. What was a tough one on this one? Because it sounds like they just didn't want to quit against you.
No, absolutely not. We, believe it or not, there was actually a pause in the game, and with I think 27 minutes to go due to a lightning strike. But then when game continued, we were 2-1 down. But you have to give credit to Chris Mendes and our team. Because it was tough, and it was tough conditions to play in as well, quite windy. But Chris Mendes, our number 9, he came out and scored the winner for us. But that was an overall probably one of the best. Even though I was injured, I wasn't even playing. But just to be around the changing room, the locker rooms after a win like that was, I think, probably the best moment of the season to date.
Now, if I can ask you this, obviously, here in North America, there's always the lightning warnings, the severe weather delays that has happened, and obviously we've seen it during the past FIFA Club World Cup. What was that for you as an experience? Like you said, you were injured, but you were still with the lads during the match. But what was that like, that experience for you? Is that a bit of an annoyance? Do you wish it didn't happen? Obviously, you don't want to get struck by lightning, of course.
Right,
but
right.
What was that feeling for you during that time?
I mean, in the moment, I feel like it was probably a strike of luck, because Siouxland were the better side and they were beating us 2-1 and they were finding their rhythm and stuff like that. And the lightning strike kind of put a stop to their rhythm. And we got back into the changing room, the locker rooms, and everyone kind of regrouped together, and we set out what we had to do during the break. We knew what we had to do to get the win. And for me personally, I wasn't tired from playing, so I needed to expend my energy. So I was trying to motivate all the lads and stuff like that. But as I said, we knew what we had to do. And once again, thankfully, we went down and got the job done.
No, that's great to hear. It's fantastic to hear. So now you're going to be in the Midwest Regional Final, and you're going to be taking on Flower City Union. You'll be traveling to Western New York in Rochester. This is your first road match in the playoff.
Right.
What is your feeling, and what have you seen or heard about Flower City Union that they are, let me just remind you, they will be dangerous and they will be coming at you. What do you think is going to be on the menu for Michigan Rangers to try and get that big victory and move on to the next round?
It's a great question. I mean, it's a long drive. We just touched down in Rochdale. Rochester. My bad. About an hour or two ago. But one thing we always look at is I suppose we've never stuck to a single shape, a single starting 11 all year. We have, like I said, Chris Mendez came up with the winner the other day. It was Liam Smith the week before that. It was myself the week before that. Dominic the week before that. We have so many threats and such an experienced, strong backline that, as I said, going around the house, walking around the house with the lads, the confidence it's there. So I know there's a bit of a history. I think it was maybe last summer or maybe the summer before we got a last minute winner up there. But as I said, confidence, but we also respect it. We know they're a good side. You know, they're this far into the competition for a reason. We know that they have threats too. But it's just all about, I suppose, who performs on the day.
Mm-hmm. Nope, that's great to hear, and we'll see what happens in that matchup. And for yourself personally, like you said, you're over here from Ireland. Does your family fly over too to stay with you, or they're back home?
No, they're back home. They're back home.
We
They
don't
wouldn't come
need
over with
them.
me. I know. They actually wanted to get rid of me. That I'm just joking. But they're rooting me on. Absolutely. It is a big change, you know, especially coming into last fall. It was a big change, and I'm in a university down in Texas, so even coming from Texas to up here this summer has been a big change as well. But I'm loving it, my time here so far, and I've been looked after in Texas, and I've been looked after up here. So I'm enjoying it, and just it's always better when you're winning games too.
No, that's great to hear. So, what are some of the similarities or differences you have seen, you know, playing in Michigan that you can compare with living back home in Ireland?
It's a lot more green than Texas. I'll put it that way. So the green, it's quite a similarity to back home. The actual city I'm in, Grand Rapids, it's a really nice city. In my opinion, people are very friendly. So that's another thing I compare to back home is the friendliness of all the people, and there's quite a few Irish in Grand Rapids too, which always helps as well. A little touch of home.
Mm-hmm. No, absolutely. I'll give you definitely a touch of home. Come to New York City. It'll be any pub on any corner of any
I've been
borough.
told.
Way too many. You'll probably make friends as very fast.
Yeah, I've
And
been
then,
told.
yep, exactly. And then when you get when you get past the Bronx, you go to Yonkers. There's already on McLean Avenue several different pubs going going east.
I
So
believe it.
I'm giving you I'm giving you some advice. So you'll make plenty of friends, trust me. But but yeah, no, I'm glad to hear that you're enjoying yourself and you're having a fun time over here. And as you said, you already have a friend in your head coach as he's getting you guys ready for battle, of course, giving you life lessons. And anything else that really gives you tickles your fancy about living over in Michigan at this point in time?
I'm not entirely sure, to be honest. I mean, it's a new experience, and that's why I chose to come up here rather than stay around the Texas area for the summer. So there's nothing kind of that is completely caught me off guard or anything too crazy like that. But it's a new experience, and more than likely be back next summer anyway. So.
Mm-hmm. No, that's great. And then you just fly back home when the season's over, or you remain in the States for university?
I will fly straight back to Texas the few days after this competition is over. Our captain's practice starts August 1st. So it's, even if, you know, it gets to the stage where I might be flying home a little bit earlier, or flying back to Texas, I should say. You know, I prefer to be back in Texas gearing up for captain's practice, and then quite a competitive fall season too.
And for some of us that are curious to know, where in Texas will be your university studies?
It's a place called Midwestern State University. It's in a small-ish town called Wichita Falls. It's about a 2-hour drive away from Dallas and Oklahoma City. It's kind of right in the middle.
Oh, okay, that's not bad.
So
you've been to Dallas many times, or
I have quite a few times, yeah, and it's quite enjoyable.
That's great to hear. And you've also been to Oklahoma City as well, or not yet?
I've driven through Oklahoma City, but that's pretty much about it. That's pretty much about it.
That's about it. Oh, it's nighttime. Look out.
Know,
tell your friend to pay the electric bill, would you please?
I know. Typical.
Well, I guess you're driving right now, so I'm assuming you're in a car, or no?
It's actually like a coach. A bus.
You're on the bus, on the coach. Wonderful.
Absolutely.
So tell your teammates to give a big shout for me, would you?
I will, boys. He wants to say hello if you don't mind. Yay! We're ready. We're ready.
Tell him to put that shirt on. Anyway.
I just did.
Don't make the girl scream yet. No, I'm just kidding. But anyway, it sounds like you're ready to go for this big matchup on the weekend. It should be a lot of fun.
Absolutely. We're all looking forward to it, as you can tell.
Great. Wonderful. Well, anyway, let me just say this right now. Liam, thank you very much for your time. I really do appreciate you coming on. Good luck in the match against Flower City Union. It will be very tough, rough and tough, but obviously so is every match in the NPSL. I appreciate your time. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me on, and apologies about the noise at the end.
All right, great.
Okay,
take care.
Bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye. Thank you very much. Liam Kervick from Michigan Rangers, as they're getting ready for Flower City Union in the Midwest Region Final. And then they'll probably take on the Golden Gate / Western Conference, Western Region Final as well. So we'll see what happens there. Just once again, just put that back up and show everyone what they're going to go through. Once again, as Michigan Rangers finished in first place in the Central States region, in the conference, I should say, with 8 wins, no draws, 2 losses for 24 points. They did defeat Geo's Lions SC Chicago, final of 2-0. Took on FC Pride Elite. Final was 2-1 from, of course, Indianapolis, Indiana, or just outside of Indianapolis. And then went to the Midwest Region semifinals to take on Siouxland United FC and defeated them 3-2. So now they're going to take on, once again, Flower City Union from the Midwest Region Final. Once again, I'll put that back up to show you all of you. And there it is once again, Flower City Union hosting Michigan Rangers FC. And that should be exciting. That should be fun. And let's not also forget Westchester United. They'll be taking on Ristosi for the East Region Final. And that's going to be a fun one as well. So as we continue on here on the For Your Teens Fire American Soccer Show here for the National Premier Soccer League show. And once again, ladies and gentlemen, this is one of those great moments where we are going to be excited and have a lot of fun. And we're just going to say it was an excellent show up to this point so far. But once again, just great action coming your way once again on the show. And we are going to have some fun here moving forward. And once again, just love to talk about American soccer. Love to talk about the National Premier Soccer League as we keep on going here on the For Your Teens Fire American Soccer Show. So just get ready for some excitement. Get ready for a lot of fun. And once again, we'll be finishing up this show very, very soon, as we're going to get 2 more guests to come on tonight as we get ready to have some fun. And very soon, we're going to have to talk about another club. Of course, they'll be located in a different section of our league here, of the league in the NPSL. And that will be coming from the Southeast Conference. And of course, we have those great clubs like 865 Alliance, Bristol Rhythm AFC, Burlington United FC, Charlottetown Hops FC, Greenville United, and then, of course, those other clubs involving Appalachian FC and Port City FC. So just some fun moments here as we get ready to talk more about what's going on with the NPSL. And very soon, we're going to have our next guest. And, of course, my next guest coming from Hickory FC. This will be very soon, Mr. Jonathan Rink, coming from Hickory FC. I believe coming from North Carolina, and just cannot wait to talk about what they're going to do in these NPSL Cup Playoffs. So just waiting for Mr. Rink to join me right now and talk about his club as we get ready to talk some more about what's going on with these clubs and waiting to see what's going to happen. So, and for Hickory FC, big moment, as we'll pop it up right now, big moment for them, finishing in first place in the Southeast Conference, undefeated, 9 wins, a draw with no losses for 28 points. And in the Southeast playoffs, they went to the semifinals and beat Port City FC by a final of 3-0, and then took on Appalachian FC for the final, and that was a 1-0 victory to put them into the regional final. So just once again, hoping we can get Mr. Jonathan Rink on the show to talk to us about the club. And once again, they're going to go straight into the regions, into the regional final. And this should be very, very interesting to see what's going to happen. Once again, they're going to be taking on Lach Matadors, hosting them from in North Carolina, or one of the Carolinas they're from, and taking on the Texas club in Lubbock Matadors. And it's just one of those things, excuse me, that you hope that they will give you a very strong and solid performance. So once again, as we await Mr. Rink to join us tonight, this should be exciting. This should be a lot of fun, and we cannot wait. Now, once again, you know, with Hickory playing in that Southeast Conference, you know, seeing, of course, the expansion side, which was Burlington United FC, joining these other big clubs like the 865 Alliance, Appalachian FC, Bristol Rhythm AFC. Of course, that's the club that plays in a town that's split between 2 states, Charlottetown Hops FC and Greenville United, and of course, Port City FC. So these are the clubs that they got to battle against. These are the clubs that they're going to try to find a way to get those necessary victories. And listen, when you finish in first place in your conference, like I said already, that's going to be a huge, big thing for them. That's going to be a major, big thing for them. And, you know, all I can do is just hopefully promote the league as much as I can and give them the opportunity to be on the show. And once again, we just have to hope that these guys are going to give us a great show. These guys are going to give us an excellent show when we get to the playoffs, especially that regional final in the 4 regions of the country. And this, my friends, is something that we all need to have and we all want to have. So once again, it's just one of those things where you just have to sit back, and we'll just hope and wait and see what's going to happen. But obviously, this is fantastic. This is wonderful. And we are going to continue on here on the 418 Fire American Soccer Show. So hopefully we'll have on Mr. Rink very soon, and then we'll have Ivan Volk from Cruisers FC, and hopefully they'll join me to come on tonight's show. So it should be, like I said, we want to get everyone the opportunity to come on the show and talk to us and just let us know everything that's going on with their club. And, give them the opportunity to talk about what's going to happen during the playoffs and how far they could go. And once again, this is going to be exciting. This is going to be a lot of fun. And I personally cannot wait to see what will happen here as we get ready for these NPSL Cup Playoffs, the region level, the region finals that we are going to have. And once again, if anyone has a question, if you're watching live on YouTube, please do so in the comment section, in the chat section of YouTube, please. If you have any questions for me, I'll post it here on the screen and I will try to answer it to the best of my abilities. So we will definitely have some fun here tonight. And so far we've had a good show tonight so far. Unfortunately, we've had one person that missed. We had 3 players from 3 other clubs that came on. I appreciate them for coming on, and now we're just waiting for these other gentlemen to join me tonight to talk about their club. And once again, this is the National Premier Soccer League show. As much as you're waiting for, if this is the club that you support, and this is the club that you want to see your club talk about on my show, well, then you know what? I want to talk to them. I absolutely want to talk to them because I am trying to help you guys out to know, excuse me, what is on their mind and why they're excited about being in this level in the 2025 NPSL Cup Playoffs. And don't forget, when they get to that championship final, it's going to be exciting to watch. It's going to be exciting to watch. It's going to be fun to watch. And I personally cannot wait to see what will happen here when we get going once again with more shows covering the National Premier Soccer League. This is why we are here to promote the game in this country, not just in Major League Soccer, not just in USL, whether it's Championship, League One, or even League Two, but also if NISA is available, hopefully still, it sounds like they may be surviving. The amateur clubs, the short season clubs, like once again in the open division, NPSL, this is their dedicated show. This is that moment. You see the top part of the screen, the top right, the upper right corner of the screen. That's why you see my show card and you see the NPSL logo connected side by side, hand in hand, right up there. And that's why I care about doing National Premier Soccer League shows. It's about giving NPSL fans what they want. They want to hear from the players, from the coaches, the general managers, even if it is the water cooler guy, even though we're never going to get him. But if he does want to talk, he is more than welcome to do so. Because we want to talk about those clubs. We want to give them their moment in the spotlight. And if they want their moment in the spotlight, well, the 4 Year Scenes Fire American Soccer Show is that spotlight that we'll give to them right away. So once again, hopefully we will get another player or another person from these clubs to come on. It looks like we may not get Mr. Jonathan Rink of Hickory FC on the show. And once again, it's a real shame because I bet all these Hickory FC fans are excited. They probably want to hear from their players, their coaches, their GMs, their owners. They were ready to listen to what's going to happen. And unfortunately, tonight, it looks like we're not able to get Mr. Rink to come on the show. So, what can I say? What can I say? Sometimes these things do happen on a show like this. Sometimes just not able to get the guests on. Probably an emergency has happened that I am not aware of. So hopefully it's not too bad. Hopefully we'll find out later on. But as of right now, unfortunately, it looks like we will not be getting Mr. Jonathan Rink tonight from Hickory, as we will move on to our final guest. Hopefully he'll be on, ready to go, and to talk to us about their time at the NPSL and what they're going to do when they are going on tonight. And hopefully we will get some more moving on. And hopefully, as I've said, we will have more guests coming on this show later on for future shows, obviously. So we'll wait and see what happens. But once again, look, all we can do is attempt to get these guests. And once again, I want to thank Gary Moody, head communications officer of the NPSL, who works tirelessly to make this show work, to work with me to give the NPSL fans what they want. He works tirelessly to make sure that everyone understands that these shows are very important, to make sure that they come on these shows on time, because if they don't, well, we'll see what happens down the road. But other than that, let me just say right now, I appreciate what Gary Moody does. I work with him all the time. We have conversations. NPSL, I'm lucky enough to work with a great person in Gary Moody, who makes sure that these shows that they do get presented on time, and at the same time that we have great communication, him and I, which we do. He tries his best. But once again, we're trying to get you all these guests as much as possible, and we can move on and be ready to go for your NPSL soccer show. Because once again, this is not just for me. This is for the fans of the NPSL, for those fans who support those clubs and those fans who support this league. And so hopefully, we can get Mr. McCorkle and Mr. Rink on at another time to talk about their clubs. If not this season, what's remaining of it, maybe next season. We'll see what happens moving on forward. And hopefully we can go ahead and once again have some fun and enjoy ourselves. Excuse me. But as we're going to finish up our show tonight, we have one more guest coming on, I hope. And this gentleman comes from the West Coast, from the Golden Gate Conference, Mr. Ivan Vauk from Cruisers FC, as we await for him to come and join us on tonight's show to talk about their club, that Golden Gate Conference. Of course, that's the only conference right now that not only has one conference, but it represents the entire region in the West. So hopefully they'll have another region somewhere down the line for the NPSL, and that should be a lot of fun when that does happen, hopefully, and we move on and talk about what's going on. So we talk about Cruisers FC right now. Not much, as once again, they finished in second place in the Golden Gate Conference, 7 wins, no draws, 5 losses, only for 21 points. But who was the top dog in the Golden Gate Conference? Of course, you know who the top dog is in the Golden Gate Conference, El Farolito. El Farolito is the top dog in the Golden Gate Conference, one of the top dog, in my opinion, right now in the West region, as they are just big time players, and they want to be the top club in the league. They've already won the NPSL Cup Championship last year. We're going to see what we're going to do for an encore this year. But for Cruisers FC in the Golden Gate and West Region semifinals, they took on California Odyssey SC and beat them by a final of 2-1. So there you have it. And now they'll be in the West Region final. And guess who they'll be facing? None other than the undefeated, no draws, no losses, all wins, all 12 matches. 12-0-0, El Farolito. And they'll be traveling to the Bay Area to take on El Farolito for this big West Regional final. And then, of course, whoever wins that one, I'm assuming will take on the Midwest region winner, whether it be Flower City Union or Michigan Rangers. So that, my friends, will be exciting, will be a lot of fun, and I personally cannot wait to see what will happen here. But it looks like we're going to call it a night early tonight, ladies and gentlemen. I apologize, but apparently we will not get on Mr. Ivan Vauk tonight, as we are getting ready for a big playoff match. Once again, these regional finals. But I do want to thank my guests tonight. I want to thank Ridge Robinson from Westchester United. I also want to thank Osi Onwudiwe from Alexandria Reds, soon to be now going Virginia Tech. And I also like to thank Liam Kervick from Michigan Rangers. Don't forget, this coming Monday and Tuesday, 2 more Feuerstein's Fire American Soccer shows. It should be exciting, should be a lot of fun. I cannot wait to talk to you guys then. But for now, my name is Daniel Feuerstein. As always, please, please, please enjoy your football. This has been the National Premier Soccer League show on the Feuerstein's Fire American Soccer Show. I will talk to you guys next time. Take care. So long, and bye-bye for now. Have a good night, everybody.